Race 2, round number 1 of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, about to get underway here in Imola. Welcome everyone, my name is Chris McCarthy, an absolute pleasure to be here calling the action for you. You saw a quick shot there of Gregor Sorsi, who's going to start this one from pole. Hadrian David, who finished third yesterday, will start alongside him on the front row. The first race took place yesterday, and what a race it was. Lots of safety cars, though, which just goes to show how tricky this Imola circuit is and how unforgiving it is as well. I think that's one thing we saw. We have 17 rookies out there in total, and I think that was demonstrated in some of the incidents that we had. But overall, very, very close, and this is going to be a tough one to call. Gregor Sorsi, who finished 5th yesterday, starts from pole position. Hadrian David starts alongside him on the front row. Paul Aron, who was 4th yesterday, is 3rd. Zane Maloney, who didn't even get round a lap due to mechanical issues, is 4th. Vidales and Quinn, who were 1st and 2nd yesterday, are 5th and 6th. Then it's Begnovic and Hadjar, Mini and Boyer, 4 rookies rounding out the top 10. Alatalo, who was 6th yesterday, is 11th. Kaz Havercourt, who DNF'd yesterday, is 12th. Oliver Goethe is 13th from Gabriel Bortoletto, who sneaked inside the points yesterday. Then it is Seppanen and Dudu Barrichello in 16th. Axel Noss and Andrea Rosso come next. Lorenzo Fluxa and Brad Benavides round out the top 20. Emilio Pesk and Tommy Smith, who crashed yesterday, is next along. Then it's Deli Gawanti and Pizzi, Gola and Bardignon, Marin Angeli and Ferrati. Pasma, who has a 3-place grid drop for taking out Havercourt yesterday, is 29th. Belen Garcia is 30th. That's the grid in full. 33 drivers registered for the series in total, 30 with us here this weekend. This brand new series co-organised by ACI Sport and Alpine and certified by the FIA. And what a spectacle that is as the cars set off. We are warming up, of course, for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. And to get the show underway is the brand new Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. 10 rounds in total, 2 races at each. This the second race of round number 1. The grid was set yesterday. Yesterday morning, the first qualifying session set the grid for today. So the result yesterday has absolutely no reflection on where they start today. There's the number 12, who was our race winner yesterday. The number 21, Alex Quinn, finished just behind him. David Vidales did very well to deal with 4 safety cars in total. Nailed every restart every single time, particularly the last one. He got a gap over Alex Quinn, who then found himself under pressure from Hadrian David, who would go on to set the fastest lap of the race. And he'll be confident from the start. We did see yesterday it is pretty difficult to overtake around here. Anyone who's watched a race around Imola, that will come as no surprise to you in single-seater cars. It's a very narrow circuit. If you go off, you're either going into a barrier or into a gravel trap very, very quickly. And it did take a few prisoners, did this circuit yesterday. But Sorsi was 5th. He starts on the front row alongside Hadrian David, like I said. Points go to the top 10. It works the same as it does in Formula 1. 25 points to the winner, 18-15 to second and third, 1 point for 10th. And there is a separate rookie standings as well. Isaac Hadjar was the top rookie yesterday in 7th. So he leads the rookie standings currently. The point system for them works exactly the same as it does for the overall, although rookies, of course, do score overall points as well. The race is going to be 30 minutes plus 1 lap, just like it was yesterday. The cars will form up on the grid. We'll get the green flag at the back, then the lights will come on, and we will be off away and racing for the second time of the 2021 and inaugural season of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Our Race GP team getting ready to watch on. They've got 3 cars inside the top 10, one of which is on the front row alongside the ART of Gregor Sorsi, who's going to be to the right of your picture in the 26. To the left will be Hadrian David. Paul Aron, his older brother Ralph Aron, who runs the team at Prema, watches on, hoping he can see his brother get a podium. Paul Aron had a difficult start to the race yesterday, but Alex Quinn started 3rd yesterday and proved that can be a very good place to start if you can get a good start off the line. Zane Maloney, like I said, though, mechanical gremlins for him yesterday meant he didn't even get round a lap, so he'll be desperate for a podium from 4th. Vidales and Quinn, ones to watch in 5th and 6th. Beganovic, the lead rookie, in 7th, then it's Hadjar in 8th. Mini in 9th place, had a bad start yesterday. He'll be desperate for points, the reigning Italian F4 champion. And Mari Boya starts where he finished yesterday. We wait for the green flag to go up at the back, then we wait for the lights to come on, and race number 2 will be underway here in Imola. To the right of picture is Saucy, to the left is David. And we're away for race 2 in Imola, and a bad start for Hadrian David, and immediately going round him there was the number 22 of Zane Maloney. Zane Maloney's going to go straight into third, the number 1 of Aaron into second place, but a very good start for Gregor Saucy, who's going to immediately have a gap. Here comes the number 22 of Zane Maloney trying to go round the outside of Aaron. Vidales looks to be in 4th place. Do they all get through Tamburella safely? They do, as they now make their way down towards the Villeneuve chicane. The number 12 of Vidales there trying to challenge the driver from Barbados, Maloney. Maloney running wide there through Villeneuve chicane. He's going to be under pressure going into Tosa now. To the outside is Vidales in the red and white Prema car. Vidales trying to go all the way around the outside, almost a bit of contact there, and Vidales is off. Gets going again, and it looks like he's going to lose 3, 4 places, maybe even 5 now as we go up towards Piratella. The number 17 is Dino Beganovic. The rookie is now up into an impressive 4th place. He's got 2nd place finisher from yesterday, Alex Quinn, just behind. Then it's the number 6 of Isaac Hadjar, 3rd in that queue. Then we have the number 10 of Hadrian David. But away at the front is Gregor Saucy. Going with him in 2nd is Paul Aron, as they now hit the brakes and go into Variante Alta for the first time. The top 2 are away and clear. Let's hope they all get through here nice and safely. And it looks like we all just about have, as we now work our way downhill towards Ravazza. Top 2 clearing off, queue forming for 3rd place, that being led by Maloney. 4th is Beganovic. Quinn dives down the inside there of Hadjar. Brilliant move from Quinn, and he's now got himself up into 5th place. The Brit working his way forward. He's got Hadjar behind him. Just behind that is David, as they now head down the start-finish straight to complete a lap. And there you can see just how big that gap is for the top 2. But Aaron staying with the leader here as we go on to the 2nd lap of the race. The grid filing their way through. Looks like everyone has got round nice and safely, which is good to see. Leading this queue here, Quinn. Hadjar just behind him. He'll be looking to now go after 4th place, which is Beganovic, the rookie, having a brilliant start to this race. The Ferrari Academy driver trying to put the pressure on Maloney. Down in towards Tosa we go, and there comes a dive down the inside. The number 10 of David there, dive down the inside of his teammate Isaac Hadjar. Did he get through? I think he did. We've got a yellow flag at sector 1. Someone's had an off. There you could see from the outside of the front row, Hadrian David, just how poor he got away off the line. He was down into 7th before we had even reached turn 1. And then Aaron in 2nd there, having to defend the challenges of Zane Maloney, who was happy in the end to slot into 3rd place. Beganovic did well to work his way through the field and get himself up into 4th. David Vidales, yesterday's winner, he of course went off at Tosa, and that's dropped him down to 9th place. I think we're about to see why the yellow flags came out. It looks like we've had an incident maybe going into Tosa. Didn't quite see exactly what it was. Safety car has been deployed though. So this is what happened to Vidales. He was trying to go around the outside of Zane Maloney. Zane Maloney said, no, you don't. And Vidales had to go onto the grass, and that's dropped him down to 9th place. Now I'm seeing Yassin Ferrati has not come through the 1st sector, so I think Yassin Ferrati is the driver we've got in trouble. There's one of the KRC drivers that has had a little off towards the back of the field. Oh, there we go. Well, that's what's happened to Yassin Ferrati. That's the 2nd off for him this weekend. He brought out the red flags in qualifying after an off at Piratella, and Zane Maloney has had an off, I think, at the Villeneuve chicane, and for the 2nd time this weekend we see him walking away from the car. It's been a hugely difficult start to the season for Ferrati. One of the several rookies in the field still finding his feet. And he would have learned a lot of lessons this weekend. Not good for a rookie's confidence to get the season off to a start like this, but Ferrati is away safely, and he'll no doubt be coming back fighting at Barcelona in 3 weeks' time. Well, while we're behind the safety car, why don't we confirm the full order for you then? So it's Saucy, Aaron, Maloney, Beganovic and Quinn, your top 5. David, Hadjar, Alatalo, Vidales and Gabriele Mini is just inside the top 10. Boyer has lost a place, he's 11th. Havicourt 12th, then it's Bortoletto, Sepinen, Girth, Nos, Benavides, Barrichello. A bit of a difficult start for him. He's in 18th. Fluke's in 19th. Then it's Pesk, Smith, Rosso, Deligowanti, Pasma. There's Rubens watching on. Dudu in 18th place currently. I know a lot of support coming in for him yesterday. And like we mentioned yesterday, he's done all his racing, Dudu, over in the North and South America. This is a very different track to what he would usually be used to. Different cars as well. He's having to graduate up from F4 category. And even in karting, Dudu did all his racing over in the States. So it could be one to watch later in the season. Smith 21st, Rosso 22nd, then it's Deligowanti, Pasma, Pizzi, Bardagnon, Marinangeli, Garcia, Gola, Ferrati out the race. Safety car is ending. Now, yesterday, the tactic deployed by Vidales was going into Rivazza. Rivazza is the double left-hander as they drop downhill. So you'll see that in just a second. Great camera angle this as they go through Variante Alta. So there you can see the lights are out now. Coming round this right-hander, this is where David Vidales got his foot down. Saucy will no doubt have watched that back yesterday. So expect him to do it any second now as we turn in. There we go into the left-hander and a good restart. Aaron likewise wise to it, goes with him. And in third place, I'd say Zane Maloney could be the only one feeling a little bit of pressure here from Beganovic as they make their way across the line. And we are away and racing once again here in race number 2 at Imola. Saucy trying to break the toe immediately, just weaving left and right. Beganovic in the 17, crawling all over the back of Maloney now as they make their way into Tamburello. And there down the inside, that's Quinn. In fact, that's Quinn defending, from David. Two drivers who were fighting for second yesterday, now fighting for fifth. And that's just how much this championship is going to fluctuate throughout the year. Race winner from yesterday, down in 9th place. The number 12 of Vidales trying to get down the inside of Quinn's teammate, Alatalo. Couldn't quite make the move. Up towards Toza, just looking in the middle of picture for the 17. No moves. Oh, we had an off there. That looked like one of the JD Motorsport drivers that might have been running into problems. I wonder if that was Tommy Smith, who actually ran a little bit wide coming out of Villeneuve chicane. We'll confirm in just a second, and it looks like it might have been Smith that has lost a couple of places as they now come down towards Aqua Minerale. Once again, the top two are breaking clear. Saucy has the fastest lap of the race so far as they now come up towards Variante Alta. Beganovic, the number 17 in the red and white there, over the chicane, all four wheels over that. We've seen some great pictures of that on social media this weekend, both in this and in F1 as well. It's absolutely awesome corner, but it can be very unforgiving if you get it wrong as well as we go into Rivazza. This is your battle for third place, being led by the number 22 of Maloney. Like I said, he did not get round the first lap yesterday. Not his fault either, just seemed a mechanical issue for Maloney, so he'll be desperate to get a podium this weekend. Maloney had a bit of a difficult year last year. Watched him in the Euro Formula Open and things just didn't seem to go his way. He was the British F4 champion back in 2019 with Carlin, repeating the achievements of Lando Norris as there goes the 85 of Gabriel Bortoleto trying to get down the inside, down the outside of Kaz Havercourt. Bortoleto side by side and he's had to go across the gravel. Bortoleto gets out ahead. Now, is he going to have to give that place back, I wonder? He's going to hang on to it. Havercourt now having to defend from Seppänen as they make their way in towards Villeneuve chicane. In the background, that's Axel Noss trying to get down the inside of Oliver Girth as well. Oliver Girth in the red and black colours trying to defend in the 96. In the 58, that is Seppänen trying to get round the outside of Havercourt. They're side by side in the background as well. That's Noss under all sorts of pressure, and further up as well, that's the number 19 of Andrea Rosso, who was off out of turn 6. Havercourt round the outside of Bortoleto, and Havercourt is up into 12th place. It could get worse for Bortoleto here. He's now got Seppänen crawling all over the back of him. Seppänen likewise has Girth in the 96 all over the back of him. A small lock up there from the number 7 of Axel Noss. Axel Noss really enjoying himself this weekend. He posted getting stuck in as well now, isn't he, as they go up towards Variante Alta, this on lap number 5. Looked like Noss there just losing a place. Gabriel Bortoleto was off in the just ahead as well. It's Brad Benavides who's actually gone past Axel Noss. Likewise in 15th place, we've had a change there as well as they make their way down to Rivazza. You can see the number 58 there having to defend of Elias Seppänen. He's got Girth just behind him now as they work their way down the start-finish straight. So we got Seppänen, Girth in this queue as well. Likewise, Dudu Barrichello there in the 91. Barrichello third in the queue. Fourth in the queue is Bortoleto. He's had a really disappointing lap. Just a little bit further back, more battles going on here. That looks like Axel Noss and Brad Benavides going at it. But there's the 96 of Girth round the outside of Seppänen and place made. 13th that is now for Girth. Barrichello next to try and get past Seppänen. Down towards the Villeneuve chicane at the back of this queue as well. We've got Benavides for FA Racing. They turn their way through Villeneuve chicane. Now up towards Tosa. Is anyone going to make a move? It looks like Barrichello third in the queue is having to go a little bit defensive there from Axel Noss. Now they work their way back uphill once again. Fantastic fighting going on here. Barrichello was defending from Bortoleto, apologies, as they now come up towards Piratella. There we can see the number 16 of Tommy Smith having a much better race today. Here's a replay. You can see to the outside there, that was Gabriel Bortoleto, and Havercourt didn't look intentional, looked like he just ran a little bit wide. Bortoleto went across the gravel, had literally nowhere else to go. That was avoiding an incident more than anything else for Bortoleto. Havercourt just getting it a little bit crossed up. And this was when Bortoleto then obviously having a trip through the gravel, dirty tyres, and did well, in fact, to recover that one. Just avoiding the wall. Look at that, playing with fire there was Bortoleto. We return to check in with our leaders then. The gap between the top two is 1.2 seconds. It's a further 1.2 seconds back to Maloney in third place. This is Quinn in fifth place. Could take the championship lead here if he has a really good result today, with Vidales still down in ninth place. Quinn over the back of Beganovic. Beganovic, the rookie. Quinn carrying that bit more experience. Quinn, who only really raced in Formula Renault Euro Cup last year due to the fact that Tommy Smith couldn't travel over because of COVID-19 restrictions, made the most of that season, finishing fourth. Now he's back with the Arden team for his second full season on his return to single-seater racing. Fifth here in race two with 18 minutes plus a lap still to go. Saucy clearing off out front. Aron in second, Maloney third, Beganovic in fourth place, Quinn in fifth. They make their way through Piratella. Quinn with a bit of a gap behind him to Hadrian David, who's done well to recover to sixth place. Hajar seventh, Alatalo eighth, Vidales ninth, Gabriele Mini in 10th. A little bit further back in that battle, it is still Girth ahead of Seppänen, Barrichello, Bortoleto, Benavides and Noss. Pesk is also joining that fight as well, as is Fluxer, and Tommy Smith isn't too far behind it either. Look to the left of your screen, you look at Havercourt, he's 11 seconds back from the leader in 12th, and then Pasma in 23rd, only 17 seconds back. Very, very close is the midfield of the Formula Regional European Championship. Likewise it is at the front as well. We have to consider a gap of 1 second, a huge gap in this championship just because of how close it is. Gap between Maloney and Beganovic, half a second as well. Mini set one of the fastest sectors last time around, but here comes Quinn. He's all over the back of Beganovic. He's going to look to the outside there. Quinn can't quite get through. Beganovic feeling the pressure now, but the rookie doing well to hold on so far. The Ferrari Academy driver now is going to have to defend it to the Villeneuve chicane, but Quinn's found a gap on the inside. Quinn's going to dive down the inside. Can he make the place? Beganovic holds on round the outside, but it's not done yet. Tosa comes next, and that's going to be another opportunity for Quinn. To the left of picture, Quinn dives to the outside. Is he going to try and go all the way round the outside? I think he might do. Beganovic has given him the space. Fantastic racing here, and Quinn is still going to be side by side now as they come uphill towards Piratella. He's surely not going to go all the way round the outside. Here is Yes, he is. Oh, dear. Contact there, and Quinn's off. Quinn and Beganovic off into the gravel. Race over, I feel, for Quinn. Beganovic is going to keep going again. Head in hands for team manager Ralph Aron. And disaster for Quinn and Beganovic. It was always going to end in tears, wasn't it there? Piratella, a hugely quick corner. Safety car is surely going to be deployed here, as the midfield now work their way through Variante Outer, and safety car is out. Bad news for Saucy, bad news for Aron, but even worse news for Quinn and Beganovic. It looked like they had given each other the space, but just on the exit of the corner, contact made, and that is race over for Alex Quinn. He's going to watch that one back a few times, that's for sure, but I don't know which way to look at that one. I mean, he was a little bit ahead, but then again, it's you're playing with fire going around the outside at Piratella, and you're kind of leaving your fate in the other driver's hands. Oh dear, that's the number 35 that is off as well. That's Pietro Deli Guanti. He did really well yesterday, moved up from outside of the top 20 into 16th, so a shame to see the Italian's race end in the gravel. Not too sure what happened to him. Begnovic is into the pits. The Prema team ready with a new front wing. They're going to have to get to work on that car. So here we go. Let's assess what happened there. They're exactly side by side. There we go. So it was a lock-up from Begnovic, and just a simple mistake from the young Swede. Not intentional. There you can see, just got a bit of a slide on, and that was all that sent him into Alex Quinn. Real shame. I don't think you can put either driver at fault there. Simple racing incident. Begnovic has got a little crossed up. Quinn is right on the outside. He's left his fate in Begnovic's hands, and sadly just one tiny mistake from the Swedish driver, and that is race over. Begnovic back out. Good work by the Proma team, getting that front wing repaired very quickly. He'll now catch up with the rest of the field. So take a breath. Right, let's go through the order because we're about halfway through the race. So it's Saucy, Aaron, Maloney, David, Hadjar, your top five. Hadjar once again the lead rookie. We have a rookie standings, and the top rookie gets a trophy as well. Hadjar took that yesterday. He's currently the lead rookie. Alatalo is where he was yesterday in sixth. Deli Guanti walks away from his car. Vidales is now up to seventh after that incident. Then it is Mini, Boyer, Havacor in the points after not finishing yesterday. Goethe is 11th. Seppanen is 12th. Barrichello is now up to 13th for an outside chance of a points finish for him. Bortoletto 14th. Benavides 15th. And it's Noss, Pesk, Flutzer, Smith, Begnovic will be next along. Then we have Pasma, Marinangeli, Pizzi, Rosso, Garcia, Bardignon, and Gola. Well, that's currently how they line up so far. We have two cars to clear, of course. Quinn's is well on its way back out now. And Deli Guanti's is on the entry to Variante Alta, which suggests to me that it's a mechanical issue there for Pietro Deli Guanti. We will have at least one more lap behind the safety car, and then we will be going once again. Brilliant racing, though, this, isn't it? I mean, a shame that we had that incident, but on a track which is very difficult to overtake at, the drivers are finding ways to get past each other and go side by side with each other, which is great to see. And you've got to remember that some people might look at that incident that we just had and say, you know, oh, there we go. Well, that's what happened to Deli Guanti, just pulled over. So that looked like it was behind the safety car as well. So what a shame. Let's have a look at the incident one more time. So Quinn to the outside, and it just looked like a tiny lock-up from Begnovic. Quinn's left in the space. Begnovic, tiny slide. Such a shame. I don't think you can put fault with either of them. And I do feel sorry for both drivers because they're both having a brilliant race. Begnovic doing an absolutely fantastic job, the young rookie there. And that was when Ralph Aron saw it. He himself knows what it takes to win championships like this. Former Italian F4 champion, podium finisher in the Macau Grand Prix as well. Raced for Prema, now team manager there as well. His brother still in second place, but he'll be absolutely gutted for Dino. One thing I was going to say is you've got to remember that they're on the biggest stage they can be. You know, we're the only support race here in Imola this weekend. All the F1 teams, F1 drivers, they're all going to be watching. And when you're presented an opportunity to overtake or go wheel to wheel, you're going to take it. These opportunities don't come around very often. Yes, we do have two more F1 support races, but that's two young drivers fighting for their lives, and sadly it's just ended in tears. And they're only young, these drivers. You know, we've got to remember Begnovic is, he's only about 16 years old, young Begnovic, and then Alex Quinn, 20 years old. So they're teenagers. 17 is Dino Begnovic. And they're racing these cars, at over 150 mile an hour around these circuits. Huge respect to them for just getting round, but to go be racing as they are, even bigger respect. But they know this could be their season. That could change their careers forever. If they have a good season here, they can get onto a F1 junior program, and that could be them into FIA, F3, F2, and on they go. Beganovic is already part of one of those. Quinn isn't, so he's someone who's racing on a huge budget, and he's going to take every opportunity he can get. But let's just remind you of the top 10. Saucy, Aron, Maloney, David, Hadjar, Alatalo, Vidales, Mini, Boya, Havercourt. Hadjar, your lead rookie. Saucy made a brilliant restart last time. He just going into the first left at Rivazza was where he got his foot down. Let's see what he does this time. Aron has been able to match him for pace and has arguably been the only one that's been able to do that so far. Chance here for Zane Maloney now to get himself into a fight for first or second as well. Hadrian David now has a chance after a difficult start to the race to get himself back-to-back podium finishes. And Hadjar as well there, just in 5th place. Saucy weaving to try and distract Paul Aron, and it's worked as he now works his way out of the second left at Rivazza. Onto the start-finish straight we go. 9 minutes left on the clock now as we come across the line. This to complete lap number 11, and it's Saucy who leads from Aron, Maloney, David, Hadjar, Alatalo, Vidales, Mini, Boya, and Havercourt. Top 2 away once again. Maloney's going to be the one under pressure. Hadjar and David in the 10 looking to the outside, and there is our Oliver Girth who's side by side with Kaz Havercourt. That a fight for 10th place, and Girth has got through. Girth into 10th place then. Good move there, very opportunistic driving, and he's passed his teammate for 10th place. Further up the road, David was not able to get past Zane Maloney. Alatalo is now in 5th place, and he's defending from Isaac Hadjar, who's got yesterday's winner. David Vidales behind, and Vidales dives down the inside there. Vidales down the inside of Hadjar. That's Gabriel Bortoletto in the 85, who's had a brief off as well. Barrichello's in that fight somewhere, and all of them going side by side. Somehow they all get back out in the roughly the same order again. Side by side here, Hadjar side by side with Vidales. We've got Gabriele Mini in the 46 who's gone through as well. So a difficult restart for the young Frenchman in the number 6 there. Vidales is up to 6. Mini is now up into 7th. Boya now trying to get past Hadjar as well. Hadjar in the 6th there. Boya just behind, trying to look down the inside at Variante Alto. That would be a brave place to do it. Just about get one car through there, let alone 2. As they now come downhill once more. Saucy with a 7.5 lead, and it's about a second back to Maloney. Defending is Hadjar. Boya trying to get the switch back there, can't quite do it. Here a little bit further back, we've got the, oh dear, that's the number 16 off. Tommy Smith is off into the gravel, rejoins just ahead of Bortoletto, that was. The number 7 of Axel Noss leading that queue as they work their way across the line. Noss with the likes of Pasma behind him, Marin Angeli as well, Pizzi and Smith. Pasma's done well. He's come up from 29th place. Patrick Pasma up into 17th. There we can see the number 71 of Benavides and Barrichello. They're fighting over 13th place. Here side by side, that looks like Vidales trying to get past it. Gabriele Mini, or shall I say Mini, getting past Vidales, and he's managed to do it. The reigning Italian F4 champion is through and up into 6th place. This is the kind of form we were expecting for Gabriele Mini. Despite being one of the rookies, he is now the lead rookie on circuit. Yellow flag out in Sector 2. I wonder if we've had an incident at Tosa because it was very close coming through there. But the yellow flags are out. In the background, that looks like Bortoletto and Seppänen going side by side. Bortoletto, the lightly blue-coloured car, can't quite make his way through. Green flags are out, so it was a brief incident, whatever it was. And Seppänen still defending there in that number 58 behind as well. Benavides having to defend from Dudu Barrichello. Barrichello trying to get the switchback out of Variante Alta. Hasn't been able to get through. So we've got Mini here in the predominantly white-coloured car leading this queue. There's Seppänen and Bortoletto. Here's Barrichello going to the outside of Brad Benavides. Benavides with a bit of a lock-up. Barrichello trying to get the switchback, can't quite get through. Barrichello has to be careful of Lorenzo Fluxer. We haven't really mentioned Fluxer much, but he is now getting involved in this fight for 13th place as well. lower order of the top 10 working their way through, but this is the fight we're focusing on. It's for 13th place. To the left of picture, Barrichello is going to try and go down the outside, going in towards Tamburella. Is he going to be brave enough to do it? No, thinks better of it, and holding on to the place is Benavides. Was ahead going into the chicane, but sensible driving, I'd say, there from Barrichello. Yellow flag is out at sector 3, possible off at the last corner. That's who we had off. That's the number 9 of Alexandre Bardignon, who's had contact there with someone. I wonder if that's the number 2 of Nico Gola. It was. So that's right front suggests to me Nico Gola tried to make a move and Bardignon turned in, and that was the result. Bardignon facing the wrong way. Gola is going to have to retire from the race. We've got a car slowing there as well. I think that is Gola that they're actually getting past now. So yellow flags are still out in sector 3, and just getting out the way there. We've got a back marker just trying to let everyone through. So yellow flags out. We still have people defending though. Still Benavides and Barrichello were still fighting away into Variante Alta. This is your leader. First, second, third, fourth coming through Rivazza there. It's a gap of 1 second for Saucy. Yellow flags are still out in sector 3. This is the fight between Sepinen and Bortoletto. Oh no, Hajar's off. Hajar is off at Rivazza. He's going to drop outside of the top 10. So that's going to move everyone up then. So we've got the likes of Boyer is up into 8th place. Goethe is now in the points in 9th place. He's having a great race, moving up from 13th. And Sepinen, another one on the move. Sepinen is now up into 10th place and in the points from 15th on the grid. Once again, Barrichello to the outside of Benavides, and I think he might have done it this time as they turn their way into the chicane. Looks like he's through. Here's a replay. We'll pick that up in just a second. Hajar just went far too deep on the brakes. Wonder if he's had a bit of an issue with the brakes there, because he's gone far too hot into that corner. And Hajar did well to keep that one going. Just checking in, I think Benavides actually did manage to hold on to that 13th place ahead of Barrichello. That's a bit of rain coming in the background, isn't it? I'm not sure if he's going to hit us in time. We've only got 3 minutes left on the clock, but could be a wet race coming up later this afternoon in something else that's going to be on going round Imola. Yellow flags still remain out at sector 3. Saucy, that's not going to affect him though. He still leads this one by over a second from Paul Aron. Zay Maloney doing a brilliant job there in 3rd. He's been under pressure from the number 10 there of David all race and has managed to keep him at bay. That's why we have a car over to the left there. That is Gola, who is pulled off. And Gola retired from the race. He joins the likes of Bardignon, Quinn, Deli Gawanti, Ferrati. We've also had problems, I'm afraid, once again for Kaz Havercourt. Kaz Havercourt has run into issues, and it looks like he will not finish the race once more. As the rain sweeps in to Imola, the second race of the weekend is shortly going to be coming to a close. Just over 2 minutes on the clock, and the battle for 3rd rages on. Trying to sell the dummy there was Hadrian David. Couldn't quite get through the number 22 of Maloney. We continue to fight. This is going to go all the way to the end, this, isn't it? Brilliant stuff between Maloney and David. Alatalo watching on behind, hoping that the two are going to fight or even come together. I could sneak him onto the podium. Don't count him out. The Finn doing very well this weekend. Mini having a really good run there in 6th place as well. Up from 9th on the grid. Vidales is 7th. Not showing the pace we saw yesterday. Goethe is 9th, just behind Boyer. Then it's Sepinen in 10th place, who's under all sorts of pressure from Bortoletto. Benavides and Barrichello still fighting away, by the way. Flukes are in that as well. That's a 3-car scrap for 13th place. As they come up towards Variante Alta now, 1.1 seconds is your gap between Saucy and Aron. But it's the battle for 3rd that we're going to stay with as they come downhill towards Rivazza. 1 minute left in this race. Who's your money on in the fight for 3rd? Is it even going to be a fight for 3rd? Could it be a fight for 2nd place? Because there's only 8 tenths between Aron and Maloney as they come out of the final corner and up towards the start-finish line. Love that camera angle, just shows the speed that they're carrying here as they come up the start-finish straight, if you can even call it one. There's the 22 of Maloney. David trying to get back-to-back podiums. Didn't have a good start to the race. Now in fourth, of course. Difficult start off that front row, which seems to be cursed. Aaron had a really difficult start from second yesterday. It's now David who's had a poor start from there today. And Barrichello is past Benavides. So a change for 13th place, and as quickly as he's passed, Benavides is back through. Those two becoming very good friends in 13th place. Don't forget, there is rookie points as well, and Barrichello, one of the rookies. Looks like there's been a problem for Nicola Marinangeli. He's gone from 18th down to 20th. Pizzi and Rosso, the two gaining places in that as we come down to Acqua Minerale. David doing everything he can. The gap is stabilised between Aaron and Maloney. It's remaining at about 8 tenths. David is about 4 tenths behind Maloney, up towards Variante Alta. All through there fine. Clock has struck 0, so we're about to go into the final lap of the race. So it's all or nothing now for David in 4th place if he wants to get that podium. Saucy is about to take us on to the final lap of the race. Fastest lap for him as well. Been a perfect race so far. Can he make it a lights to flag finish? It's going to be difficult for him not to now, with a gap of 1 second as they come up to the start-finish straight. It seems he's just being a little bit more conservative now, is Saucy. Gap has come down slightly. Just being wary. New fastest lap in 7th, though. David Vidales. That's more like it from David Vidales. He now goes quickest, but it's the fight for 3rd that we're going to focus on. David filling the mirrors of Maloney as they went in towards the Tamburella chicane. Now they head down towards Villeneuve. Is Maloney going to defend? Just focusing forward for now, not giving in to the pressure of David. No need to defend up at Tosa, so he's through 2 major overtaking opportunities successfully. You'd say getting past from Ravazza now is probably the final place you can really stick an overtake in, so it just needs to be a smooth run through the next 4 or 5 corners, and Maloney should be home and dry as they come through Piratella for the final time. And now down towards Acqua Minerale, we've got a yellow flag. Of course, the yellow flag remains out, shall I say, in Sector 3, so that's not a new incident. That's the one we still have as they come back uphill towards Variante Alta for the final time. Aaron being caught here. Maloney could do with a couple more laps because he's really closed the gap to Aaron on this final lap, but I think Aaron has done just enough to hold on as they work their way down to Ravazza for the final time. Paul Aaron looking to get a podium ahead of the Mercedes team. Mercedes junior driver, of course, but out front from lights to flag, Gregor Saucy has absolutely dominated this race. He took control of it from the start, and the Swiss driver heads up to the line to take his first ever win in single-seater racing. And what a way to do it, and what a stage to do it on. Saucy is your winner from Aaron in second. Maloney rounds out the podium. 0 to hero for Zay Maloney. What a performance from the driver from Barbados. David finishes in 4th place. Brilliant points in the championship for him. He's going to be right at the sharp end of the standings, leaving Imola, and Alatalo rounds out the top 5. But Saucy, I believe that is his first ever win in single-seater racing as well. Probably comes as a surprise. He's one of the more experienced drivers in this field, but he has just taken a huge step forward as a driver this season. And Saucy, ever since testing, just looked very comfortable with this car. Looked like he had an air of confidence about him. In the tests, he was 5th, 1st and 2nd in the 3 pre-season tests we had. So it was no surprise he comes into this as one of the favourites based off that alone. But Paul Aaron, racing for his older brother, finishes in 2nd place, the Mercedes junior driver. Great stuff for him, and again, brilliant points for the championship. And that's exactly what Maloney needed as well in the 22. David 4th, Alatalo 5th. Gabriele Mini will be on the podium as the lead rookie as well in 6th place. Brilliant race for him. Vidales in 7th, Boyer in 8th, Girth in 9th. Sepinen rounds out your top 10. We got the race done just in time before all that rain's about to come in as well. So they timed it very, very well indeed. But that was a great race, wasn't it? Loved that one. Really, really good stuff from the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Imagine when we go to tracks like Monza, how close it's going to be there. Saucy from Aaron Maloney, your top three then. David was fourth, Alatalo fifth, Mini in sixth, Vidales in seventh, Boyer, Girth and Sepinen round out your points finishes. Your lead rookie was Gabriele Mini in sixth place. Finishing 11th and just outside the points, Bortoletto, another good performance from him. Hajar had that off at Rivazza, dropping him out the points. He'll be disappointed with 12th. Then it was Fluxer in 13th, who got ahead of both Barrichello and Benavides towards the end. Behind that was Nos, Pasma, Pizzi, Marinangeli and Beganovic. Then it was Rosso, Smith, Garcia, Pesk and Havicor rounded out the finishers from Bardignon, Gola, Quinn, Deligoanti and Ferrati, who sadly did not finish the race. Beganovic did well in the end. Actually, you've got to give him a mention to finish 20th. A real shame that he had that incident with Quinn, but good work from the team and good work from him. Brings it home in 20th, but well done to that man there, the 21-year-old, standing on the top of an F1 podium, and he's going to savour this one, and he will remember this for a very, very long time. There's no doubt about that. Hope you all enjoyed that one. Really, really good stuff. Of course, we've got the podium coming up next, so do stick with us. But the next round's going to be on the 8th and 9th of May. We're going to be supporting the Spanish Grand Prix, and then we're going to support the Monaco Grand Prix just a couple of weeks after that as well. This season is only just getting started. 10 rounds ahead of us. 2 races at each, and race 2 winner. 2 different winners on the opening weekend of the season. Gregor Salsi pulls into first place. He is the winner here on Sunday in Imola. Climbs out of the car. I'm sure he's thought about this moment for a long, long time. He's going to savour this one, that's for sure. Gregor Salsi victorious in Imola. The ART driver runs over to the team to celebrate with them. And this is going to be a really nice moment, actually, for the Prema team as well. Of course, as I've said, Paul Aron will head over to his older brother, Ralph, to celebrate with them. And you can just, I think, a mixture of delight and relief for Zane Maloney, given what happened yesterday. Well done for him. He didn't actually get to show what he was made of yesterday, Maloney. But Salsi, great performance. As I said, he's just taken such a huge step forward this year as a driver. And this is the start of a real run for the title. Gregor Salsi, your winner in race number 2 of the opening round. And this was the moment he led us across the line to take the checkered flag. First of many, perhaps, who knows? It's going to be a long, long season. Many of them can stand on the top podium. To get in there early is going to do wonders for his confidence. And we'll be getting up onto that podium very shortly, just to take you through the rest of the top 10. As we said, David Alatalo, Mini, Vidales, Boyer, Goethe and Sepinen. There you can see Zane Maloney. As I said, he had a difficult year last year, coming off the back of 2019 where he was British F4 champion. Last year struggled by what he may have expected, but he's now showing exactly why he became British F4 champion and what was his very first season as a single-seater driver. Switching over to the RSGP team this year. And we're going to get him up onto the podium. There's Gabriele Mini as well. Great try from him. Commentated on Gabriele when he was Vice European karting champion back in 2018. Really talented driver. Raced against quite a few drivers on this grid in that season. And as the Italian F4 champion, absolutely blitzed that championship last year as well. Francesco Pizzi actually finished second in it. The Italian F4, the most participated F4 championship in the world, which was created back in 2014 by ACI Sports. And in testing, Gabriele was hugely quick, so may have put big hopes on himself, but we've got to take into account he is a rookie, and finishing as the first rookie, wherever you are, is going to be a good result. Because he can have 2 cracks at this. He can go for the rookie title this year, and then maybe the overall one next year, who knows. But let's get him up onto the podium then. First of all, we welcome our race winner up onto the podium. Zay Maloney will come up first, from third place. Second place, Paul Aron for Prema Racing. And then our race winner likes to flag win. The winner, Gregor Salsi. And we get the rookie leader up as well, 6th overall, Gabriele Mini. And as well as that, we're going to get the winning team up as well. ART Grand Prix will come up onto the podium. Well done for them. And then we will pause for the national anthem of Switzerland. As your winner, Gregor Salsi. Now, yesterday, the podium celebrations were fairly muted because they had to put these race suits on again for another race. So I'm expecting big, big things this time, especially from Gregor Salsi. But he's your winner. Second, Paul Aron. Far left is Gabriele Mini. And then third place, Zay Maloney. And to the far right, team member from ART Grand Prix. Right, here we go. Champagne time. Big difference from yesterday. Big celebrations all round. Paul Aron absolutely loving it. He's going to jump onto this top step. I've no doubt in my mind he'll be there at one stage this season. But a well done to all our drivers. And a thank you very much for your company this weekend. We are going to be back in 3 weeks' time when we go to Barcelona to support the Spanish Grand Prix. For now, though, it's goodbye.